Okay, welcome back. We're going to keep going here. What we're working on is on the beard right now, and actually the arm here. We were working on that, so let's cut that out. We were in the process of cutting that out right underneath the hat there. Again, you want to make things kind of deep. Things stick out a little bit nicer. It's going to be the deepest right there at the elbow. And right there, that's good. Alright, and then we're going to round this off. And same thing up here, we're going to try to make that deeper right where the beard and the arm meet. I'm just going to do a nice little deep V cut. And especially right underneath that hat. Okay, so it's sticking out a little bit, just like that. We're going to round it up a little bit more. We're going to go down here, we're going to dig this out a little further. Especially right there, we don't need that there. Actually, that gets tucked underneath the beard. Now we're going to come up here, we're going to do the same thing, we're going to dig it out a little bit deeper. A little bit of... And, you know, so we're going to dig this out a little bit as well. Yeah. To round off the beard. Take off that hard edge that we have there from cutting it. Same thing here, we're going to kind of round this off a little bit. Again, we're going to redefine that line. Make sure there's a distinct difference between the beard and the mustache. And then here, we're going to go a little bit deeper here. We're going to just cut a little bit more off. Go a little bit deeper and then round this edge off a little bit. Bring this down a little bit. And we're going to take that hard edge off there as well. And we're just rounding things up. Now right here he needs a little bit of a lip, so what we're going to do is we're going to just go in here about 1/8 of an inch. And we're going to put a little bit of a lip there. We'll round off that edge again. Now we did our stop cut first, and then we go back and trim off that hard edge. This is going to come down a little bit more. Okay, looks good. Bring this down a little bit. We can do that. Just round it off more. There we go. Alright. The other thing I did here as well, we're going to put a little notch right here. Alright. So it's got the wind blowing that way. Later on, when we actually go to put our little grooves in for the texture of the beard and the mustache, you'll see this really be defined a lot better by that time. Alright, so that's that portion of it. We're going to take this down just a tad right there. Alright, so that's pretty well that portion of it. Now right here, we're going to put a line where, right up here, we're going to put a little V cut right in here. Alright? Separate the beard from the arm here. Okay, that's just sticking out a little bit. Alright. I bring this down a little bit more, inward a little bit more, just to give it some texture. We're going to round up the tassel a little bit. I jump around when I do a carving like this. I kind of work on a spot and I go to a different spot. I just don't stick with the face all the time. I'll move back and forth from the hat to the face and get so much done. And that way I think you keep things in proportion. You know, if you're just working on the hat, and you bring it all the way down, sometimes you're going to be off. It's not going to look right, because you should have done the head to know if the hat compensates for the size of the head and so forth. Okay, right here there's going to be just a little, like, let's see what we have here. We're going to just put a little, this will be his other arm. Very simple. I know that's a very rough cut there with the basswood, so we're going to clean that up after we cut it. So all that is a stop cut underneath the hat. You can put a little bit of a curvature on it if you want. It's up to you. Try to take too much off at one time. There we go. We're going to bring this up underneath the hat. We're going to clean off all this rough stuff. Make it all look the same color, hopefully. It's a little dark here and there because I sprayed it with that spray to soften up the wood a little bit. It does a great job. On real hard woods, it's really not going to make that much difference. I was trying to make a cut out a spoon out of the tree I cut behind our house here at the farm, and it was so hard. And that was just not enjoyable for me. So I'm rounding off the bottom part of the coat. I have it rounded down, and then we'll put the, we're going to scoop underneath. Okay, so it's a little bit of a curvature, as you can see. And then we'll scoop down and have that go underneath a little bit. Same here, we're going to take those hard edges from those corners off. Take off anything that's rough looking from the bandsaw, or from the saw, from the lumber mill. Okay, you can see how dark this is. That's from the bandsaw. We're going to chop all that off eventually. And then we're going to put the hat on. We're going to need the top part of the hat, the brim portion. There again, we have a rough spot, so I'm going to remove that first. And you don't have to remove a lot of it. It's just, you know, just taking a sliver off is all you need to do. Just a very thin layer. It should not interfere with your carving or alter your carving too much when you do that. Alright. So now we have the arm in there. We're going to trim this back just a little bit. Yep. Alright, like so. Perfect. Go in. Knocking things over here. Alright. We'll be right back.